Chapter 179, Showdown at Alabasta. Well, okay. Let's see. So, on the crab walker thing, people are relieving their tensions in different ways and complaining about each other. The sort of conflict between Sanji and Zolo shows its face here again. It's been a while. Interestingly, Vivi, who was the least sure about Luffy's situation, who's now dead, remember, but they don't know that yet, is all of a sudden the one cheerleading the idea that he's going to be fine simply because he made a promise to her that they're going to meet in Alabasta. That's all it takes. Back in Yuba, the hole that what's his name was digging, I can't think of Koza's father was digging, has a lot more water in it, which makes it even more of a problem that sandstorm might end up hitting him, that Crocodile was whipping up. Which brings us back to Crocodile and Luffy, who's dead right now, right? Dead. Exactly. I mean, I have proof. He looks dead. He looks pretty dead. He looks really dead. Dead. Obviously. Oh, then he makes a sound. So maybe he's not quite dead, but I mean, he's dead. He has to be dead. Back near the casino, Rain Base or Rain whatever, Smoker is taking off because something came up, I guess. Something urgent came up, and he has to leave. So he leaves Ishigi. Is that her? Ishigi in charge. Her first order of business is she wants to go after Straw Hat Luffy and his gang. So, okay. So he bought them a little bit of time, but that's over. And then meanwhile, we got the rebel forces led by Koza on their way en route, getting close to arrival. And then we see the Royal Army forces sort of prepping for their arrival on the other side. And then we finally get to the king, who has in fact been kidnapped. And we see that he doesn't really want them to fight with each other. We kind of already knew that, but this is just confirmation. I mean, we already knew it wasn't him. It was Mr. 2? Yeah, Mr. 2 doing his thing, his clone thing. We knew that already, but here it's just confirmation. Like, the king's still who we thought he was. He has just been taken out of the picture. I like these little scenes here. Those who lament war, those who lament war, those who fight, those who incite war, those who, knowing the truth, want to stop it. Their hopes are about to collide at Alabasta. So we are getting close to this war. And now we're back with that dead Luffy, who's obviously dead or dying and abandoned in the sand. That's the end of chapter 179. Chapter 180. Alabasta Animal Island. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I guess I kind of know. Also, yeah, we're still getting these animal scenes with characters. Gold. I don't know. Anyway, back at dead Luffy, who's not quite dead, I guess. And it looks like, is that Miss All Sunday with her sprouting appendages decides to save him and lift him out of the sand. So, okay, maybe I jumped the gun. You know, maybe Luffy's not dead. So she saves him. She asks him about being one of those whose name is D. He fights as one of those whose name is D. And asks him why that is. And he doesn't say anything. Meanwhile, here we go. Another dead person, as far as I knew, shows up. I thought his neck got broken. But here he is. by her, no less. So that's... Ooh, so she just leaves them to help each other out. They're both, like, mostly broken, supposed to be dead. I like this Accelerator. But nobody dies in this, I guess. I mean, except Egram, right? Apparently died. Oh. Excuse me? Look who it is. That's Egram, right? Is that Egram? He's not dead either. Nobody dies, ever, right? Is that the actual reality? All right, hold on. I got... That's it's just a little too much. Maybe I could... Okay, now I can, I can do this a little better. Ridiculous. Nobody dies. I wasn't sure. I actually was convinced maybe he was dead earlier because I just didn't remember. And no, Egram's not dead. Of course. Anyway, okay, time is running out. Apparently it's approximately 5 hours until the rebel forces reach Alabasta. Yuba's getting hit with the sandstorm. And now the crab that the rest of Luffy's gang's riding is coming up on a river that it can't handle. Because it's, I guess, a land crab, basically. So, one thing we also found out, though, is like the camel, it's a perverted land crab. So, if they put a pretty lady in front of his eyes, he gets all, worked up. And he picks up speed and he goes for it anyway. And apparently, he can run on the water now. Except he can't because, he's not Jesus. He's a land crab. And of course, they fall in the water and a rare Sandorn catfish. This is the Animal Island. This is why this chapter is called Animal Island. Some rare catfish shows up to eat them and is about to eat them, but then gets karate chopped by none other than the Kung Fu Jugons. And then they drag them in on the dead fish across the river. And now they're across the river and just have to make it a little bit further. Alabasta. So, and then there's the squadron of animals led by Karoo. Supersonic Duck Squadron. Alabasta Kingdom's swiftest unit. This is one heck of a chapter. These two chapters, but this one in particular with all these animals. Someone was feeling creative that day or that week. Okay, and we get a little bit of many of the Baroque Works agents near the front gate waiting, the east gate really, waiting for the clash to happen. I guess what we really learn here is their main goal is to get rid of the princess. So that's going to be their goal, apparently. And that's the end of the chapter. And I believe we're about to have a war in the next video here. So see you there, like and subscribe. Peace.